is burning $1,540 worth of Nickelodeon NFTs to get a single potentially very, very ugly but rare NFT worth it? Things are going to take an unexpected turn. Did I even make profit, or did I even burn thousands worth of these NFTs to get a potentially ugly NFT like this, or this, or this? But let's get you caught up to how I even got to this point. A few weeks ago, Nickelodeon dropped their first NFT collection centered around the 90s nostalgic cartoons Hey Arnold and Rugrats. As a millennial, I grew up on these cartoons, so I was excited. Even in our bear market, this first drop did surprisingly well. The price over the first few days hovered between 150 to 200, and even at the time of this recording, over 2 weeks later, the floor price of these NFTs are close to $100, give or take a little bit. That's a 5 to 2x return on investment, and I'll take that any day, all day, regardless of the amount. But there's more. And here is where they get you. They tease people with just a little bit of mystery. So I got curious. But as we all know, curiosity is what kills the cat, or maybe gets the cat into trouble. What got people hyped was a special mechanic where you could burn those Rugrat or Hey Arnold NFTs for a very special slime NFT. The hype around these slime NFTs is if you burn 10 of them, you would get a rare NFT from an exclusive NFT Nickelodeon Mashup collection. These Mashup NFTs basically combine a character from Rugrats and a character from Hey Arnold and mashed them up. On paper, it checked things that you would want to see. 500 rare NFTs, so the supply is low. At the time, the original collection has a high volume, over $1 million traded. The floor price of the first drop is still multipliers above the cost, and there's effort to get these 10 slime NFTs, which potentially increases the value of the mashup. This is a first ever Nickelodeon drop, and the mashup is similar to a limited edition type of collection. On top of that, there are multiple ways to potentially profit from this trade. You'll either sell the slime to people who want to burn the mashup, or burn the slime to get the mashup if the demand for the mashup does well and it's there. All of this is great in theory. And when I was about to burn my slime NFTs, they were worth about 1,540, where they were selling about 140 for each. But one major thing caught me off guard when I saw these first few mashups being revealed and listed at the marketplace. They were ugly as, like, super ugly. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty of ugly NFTs that have done well in the past, but in my experience, when there's a massive difference in the collection from the bottom NFTs to the rest of the collection, the floor tanks on reveal and oftentimes goes below cost and doesn't recover because people are unhappy with what they got between what they expected. If the art is good at the bottom, or there's a strong community who believes and loves the project, it can recover quickly. But like all NFT projects, it has to sell out. In the beginning, for these mashup NFTs, there were no sales. And the slime being burned for these mashup NFTs were moving excruciatingly slow, which is again not a good sign. Add in that a lot of the floor NFTs were horrible looking. I wish they did something unique with the art and had these animated or added in some special type of utility to help. As more time passed with no sales, I began to sweat, and I realized I made a huge mistake, that there was potentially little demand for these NFTs. In trading, one of the things you want to do is cut your losses when you start to receive information that goes against your overall trading rules or guidelines and framework. This for me is a short-term trade, so what I care about is volume, secondary sales, and where the floor price is heading. Volume started to slow down, there were no secondary sales, and the floor price of the NFTs kept getting undercut, and people started listing them for even lower. Within a few hours of stewing and indecision, I skipped on the risk of burning my slime NFTs, even though there were finally a few sales and one high dollar and one floor sale. The high dollar sale went for about $3,000, but it was one of the main characters in the collection, like Tommy Pickles, mashed up with Hey Arnold. So this is a premium NFT. The odds were extremely low to get something like that. And the Mashup floor NFT was sold for around $650. This is nearly half the cost if you were to sell all of the slime at that time, which would have been around $1,200. But still, there were these poor, unfortunate, ugly NFT children sitting at the very floor. And one of the reasons why I had to quickly exit is because I purchased NFTs off of secondary for higher than mint price, so it upped my overall costs. Here are a breakdown of the initial costs. $100 for 2 of the original NFTs from the first drop. On secondary, I bought 3 NFTs with a slime score of 2 because it was the most cost-efficient NFT to burn for slime. The cost for those would be $229, $228, and $200, totaling to a cost of $757. All 4 NFTs equaled a slime score of 11, so I burnt them to get 11 slime NFTs. The floor price of slime continued to drop, where it was now around the $90 range, and it just had been $150 a few moments ago. So I started to panic just a little bit internally. I wanted out. Ultimately, what I averaged was about 97 per slime NFT. And then, so if you calculate marketplace fees, my total sales amounted to about 1,084, minus the initial cost of 757. I ended with a total profit of 327.50. This is not bad, but the price of slime did recover to about 140 for a few hours. So ultimately, I sold the bottom within that time range. Overall, I still did decently well. Slime right now is hovering around $78 today, so it was still a great exit point. If I were to do this over again, the most profitable strategy would have been to sell my semi-rare Slime 5 Rugrat NFT that I got in the first drop. The ideal timing would have been within the first 2 hours, where the sales for these semi-rare NFTs were ranging from $575 to $775. Let's just lowball it and say that I was able to sell it for $575, and then let's add in the 138 sale from the other NFT. This would have totaled to a $713 minus the $100 from the initial cost that I paid for the NFTs. This would have been a $613 profit. Let's take this a step further, a little bit of a riskier step. I could have rolled these profits into buying NFTs off of OpenSea, because there was a price difference where OpenSea was selling them for significantly lower. At the lowest point, the NFTs with a slime score of 2 were hovering about 0.09 ETH, which is about $140, and compared to being around 200 on the marketplace, I could sell into the hype of the Mashup burning event, where slime peaked at 180. This would have netted me 1,800 in NFT sales with a little over 1,000 in profit after costs and fees. Granted, this is all if I played everything correctly, including timing the top, which is extremely hard to do. Usually you'll get closer to the top, but you won't get the exact top, or you'll sell closer to the bottom, but as long as you come out in profit. And again, I'm just grateful to have come out in profit. So as always, take care, talk soon, and I'll see you in the next video.